Hi there, we're over at the Artists Association of Nantucket on Gardner Perry Lane, across the street from Joe's Barbershop on Sunday, January 11th, where they're having a reception to introduce the arts program, which is a series of winter art classes and workshops that are being given by the Artists Association. There's lots of really new and different and exciting things to do this year. Graham White has taken over the program, and he's got some interesting variations on stuff to do. There's a little something for everybody. And we're going to go inside and talk to people about what they're going to be teaching and what they're going to be taking and all kinds of stuff. So come on in. Hi, Graham.
Hey, Mark.
How are you?
Good.
This is pretty exciting. What's going on? Tell us about the program.
We've got an open house here for some of the teachers and prospective students for the arts program, the Artists Association. We've got a new series of classes that are starting up up in the next couple of weeks. So.
Right. Can anybody take these classes? Anyone in the community?
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely.
Well, let's talk about a few of them. Some of them are art classes in this normal sense of what we think of as painting classes.
So your classical studio art classes of drawing and painting.
Are there very different levels of expertise and things like that? Can beginners take these classes too?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, some of them, like the watercolor class, D. Macy's oil painting class, those are geared a little bit towards people who are just getting started.
Right. Now you're teaching monoprinting and drawing from the model. What is that about?
Well, monoprinting is a technique of printing where you work with ink on a plate and you get one impression rather than multiple impressions.
Right.
And I like this particular way of working because it's a nice cross between drawing and painting. You get a lot of the sense of touch of both techniques. And also there's a lot of unpredictability built into the process, so you never really know exactly what you're going to get until you pull the print.
And your title here at the Arts Association precisely is?
Arts Program Director.
Arts Program Director. Yeah. And there's a full boat of stuff here for people, and if they're interested in taking any of these courses, they can read about the papers?
Yeah, it should be, there are listings in the paper. They can call the Artists Association office.
And the number is?
325-5251.
5251, okay. All right. Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Michael. How are you? I'm just fantastic.
Good.
Thanks. How
How's
are
your
you?
winter going?
Winter's great. I just got back from vacation.
Where?
I was in Vero, Florida, Vero Beach.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, for a long time.
Folks down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, how
it's
are
a weird world out there. I was just saying, I haven't spent that long off island in a long time, and you really get a sense of what's happening out there.
Was it warm?
It wasn't. It was cold.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I'd have been very jealous.
I know. No tan, don't worry.
Here?
Allison and I are going to work with people who are interested in wax, which is, you probably know, the publication we put out last year.
Magazine,
right. Well, magazine's a big word, but it's a fun publication. We call it a zine because it's self-made, it's photocopied, it's it's fun, and it's open to the public. And in the past, we had people just sending in submissions for story ideas, and they were pretty broad. Graham approached us with the idea of getting a more visual element to it, and we always thought that it needed that anyway. So this is what we're going to do: is have meetings with people who are interested in working with visual art with text, so like photo montage, collage, anything like that they want to come up with. We'll probably pick a theme as a group and as a supplement insert it into wax. So it'll be the artist it'll be somehow separated from the rest of the writings and things like that, because it'll be workshop based. And
what's happened with wax lately?
Well, we're a little getting ready to do another issue this month. We sort of fell out of it in the summer and the fall.
It
too hectic, but it's winter now. We're ready to do it. We have a lot of people that are always stopping us, and saying that they were interested in getting involved. So hopefully, that is so close. Yeah, we're going to Voodoo Love Lounge again, February 14th.
Voodoo Love Lounge, February 14th.
We're going to reenact that party, just for you, with the bed.
How did you guys get wax going? What was the impetus behind that?
Winter time, we just wanted to keep ourselves interested. We had an interesting group of people together, and we just kind of winged it to see what would happen, and it was fun.
Yeah.
And seemed to have a lot of potential. I don't think we've taken it there yet, but a lot of people are interested in it, so maybe we'll be able to wax and grow.
You're a writer and
I'm
what do you
a
consider
bar
yourself?
manager with.
Besides a bar.
I actually do some writing and some photography, and I'm
so-
mostly my role in Wax is I was the editor, I was the person that pulled people together and
What made
got
you
the
want to
meetings
teach
together.
this class for people this winter?
Well, I actually, like I said, it was something that it was Graham's idea as a workshop that he thought more people might be interested in getting involved with the paper.
Right.
And this way, I think it's good for Wax because we'll have some more interesting stuff, some more artists involved. Last time we had a huge spectrum of people, which I'm sure we still will, but there will also be this really tight, focused little group of people that are working on something specific, which will be fun.
Now, Wax, is anyone welcome to submit?
Of course, yeah. And you don't even have to, if you want to just write a story and send it into Box 2376, anyone can at any time. And we're still waiting for people
The
to get more
address again
involved.
is?
Box 2376.
Box 2376. All right, and when is the Blue Room going to open up again?
The Blue Room's going to open in April, probably
April?
the first week of April. Yes.
April, good. Well, you're saving me lots of money, and I'm getting a lot more done now that you're closed for the winter.
Well, I miss Cambridge Street, so.
Thanks, Sherry.
See you later.
Hi, Ginger.
Hey,
How are
Michael.
ya? We're teaching a class in the workshop,
So they say.
right? And
We are.
Since I'm always talking on this thing, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're going to be doing?
Well, we're going to be teaching a class about light and sound installation, which is an art form, and most art forms are, I wouldn't say they're more permanent, but an installation is something that's specific to a particular place or sometimes time, and light and sound are the medium.
What is an installation? Tell us about what that is. I think a lot of people need to know.
Well, it's a piece of art that's installed in a particular place.
Right.
You know, it's made for a certain location. It's installed there. It would be a completely different piece if you saw it somewhere else.
Right. And it's not, I mean, the parameters are very broad as to what constitutes an installation.
Right. That's
It could
right.
be
It's true.
Almost nothing, and it could be very complex and anything in between, yeah?
Yeah.
And what about, now tell us about your own experience. I know you're the lighting person in the class, basically. The way we're approaching it is you're a lighting person, I'm a sound person, right?
That's my area of expertise, and that's
And
what
how
I'll be
did
offering.
you it really is your area of expertise. I mean, you do, for the theater workshop, you're a great lighting designer and executor. I've worked with you and seen you work for 20 years. How did you get involved in lighting, being a techie?
Well, I love theater, and running a light board was actually my first job in the theater. And initially I wanted to be a set designer, but the scenery was too heavy and the lighting units were lighter, and it was easier to manage the latter. So that's how I got it. I really got intrigued with it, and I just kept doing it. And every time I had a chance to light a show, I learned more. I did study it a little bit, and I look at lighting. I'm looking at lighting all the time. I'm looking at lights and shadows. You know, you can see from the shadow of my hand on your shirt that there's more than one light source.
Right.
You know, so and which doesn't usually happen in nature, but you know.
The workshop that we're doing, installation art, it's very, like I said, broadly construed. I mean, you work a lot with theatrical lighting and its applications. I work a lot with recorded sound, but that's not necessarily, what we're doing isn't limited to that by any means. Is it?
Well, that's true.
I mean, you can use ambient light, ambient sound, and try and elicit light and sound from the viewers of the piece. It's just completely wide open.
Can you tell me about that installation that you saw?
Yeah, Graham was telling me about it because I haven't had a lot of experience with installation art, and he was telling me about a piece in a museum where you went into this very tiny room, like White Room, and it was kind of claustrophobic, and there was nothing in there at all. There's a little speaker like in the corner, and out of the speaker was this man's voice. It's a tape loop, and the guy was just saying, "Go away. Leave me alone. Get out of here." And things to that effect, just over and over and over and over in this darkened, tiny little room. And it really produced this like visceral, pretty soon everybody who went in just came running out of there going, okay, you know.
Well, it is one way of keeping your art installation from becoming too crowded.
Yeah, there you go.
Liz Hunt.
Liz, and what do you do here at the Artists Association?
I'm the administrator.
Which means you have an actual paying job here.
Yes. Part-time, but actual paying, yes.
And how long have you been doing that?
I started in December 10th.
And how's it going?
It's going very well.
Yeah?
I love it. It's
How did
great.
you get into this line of work?
Well, I've always been interested in the arts, and I was working in publishing in New York City and wanted to live out on Nantucket, and this job became available, and I applied.
Why did you want to come to here from Manhattan? Were you living in Manhattan?
I had been there for a long time, for 9 years, and decided I needed a change.
And is this a change?
It's great.
We feel like it's getting more like Manhattan every day.
Well, it is cosmopolitan, which
You
is...
think we'll ever get to that? I hope not.
No, I hope not too.
And how has the change affected your day-to-day outlook?
My day-to-day life is much more relaxed.
Yeah.
It's a cliche, but I have a lot less stress, and I mean, it's a part-time job, which makes a difference too. But it's just really interesting for me to be in this position to meet artists and
The Artists Association is an interesting group, and
it's very interesting.
There's all different types of people involved in it, right?
Right.
Tell us something about that.
Well, I've just met so many different people that, especially through what Graham is doing, he's incorporating a lot of different kinds of, like the Wax magazine, Gino's videos. I think it's great to get all the different kinds of art possibilities and bring them all together instead of your standard, painting, which is wonderful. But so that's good for me to meet a lot of people. And actually, I worked at the paper at the Inky a couple of years ago, so I met some people through that. Allison Stark.
I think a lot of artists on the island who aren't painters have an issue with the paper. There's a lot of times, like I've been involved in theater and music, and you have like 8 pages of people who paint seascapes, and then a half a page. Oh yeah, by the way, there's a couple of theaters and a lot of music, and by the way,
Right,
So it's nice to see the other arts
coming into it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Paper, music, theater.
Are you an artist yourself?
Well, yes.
Yeah?
I've been doing a lot of fiction writing lately, and years ago I was painting and drawing, and I'm getting back into that.
Oh, good.
I'm going to be taking D. Macy's oil painting class, as a matter of fact.
Where did you come from before you were in Manhattan?
Well, I grew up in Iowa.
Iowa?
Yeah, where people are nice. No.
Yeah?
No. They're nice here too.
I like the East Coast.
I like New England a lot.
Yeah?
But, yeah, I do.
What do you do when you're not working here?
Well, I'm trying to get back in. Took a break from writing, and I'm trying to get back into that. And then hopefully I'm going to be painting. Basically, this fall I've been getting settled into my life here on Nantucket.
Is that hard to do? Did you know a lot of people here already?
Well, because I lived here 2 summers ago, I knew a few people.
Right.
But
So you came here by yourself?
well, I'm living with my sister.
Right.
Yeah, which is great. That's
makes
nice.
it easy.
So I do have family around,
Right.
which makes a
All
difference.
right. And anybody who wants to take part in this program here can call you.
You can call me at 228-0722
Here at the Artists Association.
or 325-5251.
Great. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
We're with Donna Tillett.
Yes.
And you're the head of the Artists Association.
I'm president of the association. Yes,
How's
I am.
that?
I love it. It's wonderful.
Yeah?
It's like a full-time job, but it's very satisfying.
You've gotten a lot done in the last couple of years, haven't you?
We're out of debt.
Right.
We own a brand new and beautiful gallery, debt-free.
Thanks to?
Well, thanks to some very generous people in the community, Bob Garabrandt, Neil Parent, my husband, and some other people, and of course Stuart Johnson, who has been so generous with letting us use his property for our auction, and he's given us a party every year.
Yeah.
And we've been very fortunate along those lines. And actually, we're looking now to the new project this year, which is the expansion of this building that we're in right now.
That would be great. And we're on Gardner Perry Lane.
We are.
Which is a little teeny road across
Yes.
from Joe's Barber Shop.
Exactly.
That's how everybody knows where it is.
I
It's
know.
across from Joe's Barber Shop.
That's exactly right.
Graham's got quite a thing going on here with this arts program.
It's wonderful. Graham's, we've now been working on this arts program for about 4 or 5 years, and Graham has taken over this past year, took over, and has expanded it enormously.
Right.
Wonderful variety of classes being offered, marvelous faculty, very interesting programs, and actually this is making it more and more acutely obvious to us that we need to expand this property. And as I said, this is our next project. So we're about ready to start our planning and working on what kind of space we need, what kinds of activities we need to accommodate. And hopefully by the end of this year, 1998, hopefully we will build in October.
Right.
We'll be in new space.
Right.
We don't want to interrupt our summer classes, but we want to have it done before the end of the year.
Now, I think with a lot of arts organizations on the island, theaters and musical organizations and things, there's a feeling that there's an exclusivity sort of with these organizations. And I think a program like this is really, especially the way Graham's doing, it's really reaching out
I
to
agree.
a whole new cross-section of people on the island.
I agree
Young
with you.
people who have moved here.
Yes.
Certainly we could use more of that kind of thing on the island, don't you think?
I agree with you 100%, and I think that Graham has expanded that with that in mind. Graham and I both serve on the board of what's called the Nantucket Arts Alliance,
Right.
and actually what Graham is accomplishing here is the kind of thing that philosophically the Arts Alliance is also directing its activities
Right.
towards.
The Arts
We're
Alliance
very
is
fortunate.
a great organization.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the Arts Alliance is?
Well, the Arts Alliance started about 4 years ago, and the concept was to be a facilitator between the various arts organizations on the island. And I think the most obvious example of what we do is the Arts Festival that's held in October,
Right.
which, as you know, encourages the film and theater and music and visual arts and every discipline that we have on the island. And we've now done it for 4 years and hope to continue it forever.
Right.
And it gets better every year.
It's great, and I
Yeah.
know there's been a lot of support from the Coffee House and the Arts
Oh.
Alliance, all kinds of different artistic
Yeah.
endeavors.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's
Then
good.
anybody who was interested can come out and talk to you about these arts programs, right?
Well, not only that, but the Artists Association is not just for artists.
Right.
I always jokingly say you don't have to paint like Picasso to be a member of the Artists Association, because I'm not an artist. I'm a patron member, and those of us who are patrons of the arts and who really do appreciate what the arts contribute to our civilization, I think need to do this sort of thing for an organization like this.
Right.
Make programs available to the community, make exhibitions available, and anyone can join the Artists Association,
Yeah.
and anyone can learn to paint
Absolutely.
or sculpt
I think
or
there's
make
more
prints.
talent per capita artistically on Nantucket than anywhere.
I think you're probably right. You're
in the
probably right.
population.
Oh, yes.
Right, Gino?
Right,
All
Gino.
right, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Gino?
So this is the arts program being offered by the Artists Association of Nantucket, the winter session of classes and workshops. And I'm just going to let you know, give you an idea of what they're offering. There's a life drawing class, advanced painting, monoprinting with Graham, obviously, oil painting class, a painting class with Robert McKee for more sort of advanced artists. Write and produce your own television segment. It's being taught by our own Gino gang. And there's a watercolor painting class also for more advanced artists. And the workshops are really fun. They're for pretty much anybody who wants. How to make an art gallery. A video poem class, which Gino and Neil Brosnan are going to teach together. And your films and poems will be on the show here, right? And Jerry Walker was talking before about a program to get work into Wax magazine. It's photography with Jack Weinhold, a great photographer. Deb Pasnak, this is interesting, is a pretty well-known folk singer in New England, and she's coming down to teach a course on managing a career in the arts. I found that many artists are not very good at managing their business end of things. Don't you think, Gina? So they need a little help with that. Myself and Ginger will be teaching the installation art class. And Sally Greenhouse is teaching a performance art workshop. So those are the courses being offered. There are also lectures being given by artists from February through June. So if you're interested in any of these programs, please call the Artists Association, 325-5251. Tell them you're interested in the arts program and they'll hook you up. Okay?
Tell them Gino and Mike sent you.
Tell them Gino and Michael sent you, and they'll give you a hearty handshake.